Hey guys, welcome to another YouTube video and welcome to another match review of this year's NRL Magic Round. In the last episode, I reviewed the first Friday night game between the Canberra Raiders and the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, which was a win to Canberra. This one, I'm going to review the second Friday night match on that Friday night between the Manly Seagulls and the Brisbane Broncos. Yes, that's right. Strangely, Brisbane is the away team at Suncorp, which was a bit strange, but anyways. But yeah, and this one, even though it ended in a thriller, it was a bit of an underwhelming game. It was a bit of it was low scoring. It was a bit of a nothing game mostly, to be honest. It was more, in fact, the Seagulls perhaps made it interesting towards the end when they tied the game up, but eventually the Broncos did end up winning the game. But let's get straight into the review here. So of course, it all started quite slowly, pretty much. There was a couple of set restarts from the Broncos inside the first 3 minutes. A few errors from both sides, and that wasn't until Brendan Piakura planted it down for the first try of the night. 7 minutes into the game, which that try was converted by Katoni Staggs, and then obviously Pascal of the Seagulls did in the 10th minute did a professional foul, which was made him of course got him sent to the bin for 10 minutes. Bin for 10 minutes, and obviously the Broncos about over a minute afterwards, they made them pay with Dino Mariner scoring to make it 10-0, with Katoni Staggs converting a second time to make it 12-0. There was a lot of others as well. There was set restarts. There was obviously a report to Ben Trebojevic, and eventually Pascal, fortunately enough, he returned from the bin. More set restarts, and that was how it ended 12-0 at halftime. It was mostly dominated by the Broncos. Mostly, it was just set restarts galore from the Seagulls, really, and that. So yeah, and then of course Jordan, of course, Mariner was placed on report for a late tackle. A couple of errors from Trebojevic and Ezra Mam. For once, the Seagulls did at some point get a set restart, and then in the 50th minute, superstar Ruben Garrick, superstar centre Ruben Garrick, scored and converted his own try to cut the margin in half to to a converted try. As I said, guys, it was pretty much an underwhelming game, really. In that case, there was a lot of errors, more errors, line breaks, penalties, more that, and then Raymond Talmo Valiga made things quite interesting by scoring a try in the 70th minute, which was converted by Ruben Garrick to make it 12 points apiece, which made me go, oh, maybe there is something here. And then the 76th minute, Jock Madden scored the field goal, which would ultimately prove to be the winner. Daly Cherry Evans did try to convert. Did try in the last 90 seconds of the game to do a 2-point field goal, which you guys don't know. You can't which was added a couple of years ago, where if you kick a field goal from outside 40 meters, actually that counts as 2 points. That's a 2-point field goal. If it's beyond that, it's traditionally the 1-point field goal. So DCE obviously had that shot, unfortunately missed it, and that was their final opportunity, really. And the margin was of course by 1 point. Brisbane Broncos 13, Manly Sea Eagles 12. 2 tries apiece, obviously. Raymond Talmo Viega, Ruben Garrick, Brendan Piakura, and Dean Mariner were the try scorers there. Both Ruben Garrick and Katoni Staggs were perfect 2 from 2 from their conversions. And of course, Jock Madden did convert the field goal to win the game for them, with only one sin bin at the end of that game. Look at the statistics here. See, it's pretty much quite even here. Manly slightly ahead in terms of possession, and so too time in possession. It was absolutely even in terms of completion rate, both at 80%. Sort of even in terms of all runs, all run meters. All run meters, Seagulls definitely ran the most running meters. Post-contact meters even, line breaks even, even tackle breaks even as well. Average set distance, Seagulls by about just under 3 meters. The kick return meters is the big one, 234. For the Broncos could be the 198, and in terms of average play to ball speed, Manly was slightly quicker. The offloads still even there. Total passes, Manly made more total passes. Even in terms of dummy passes, kicking meters, that not surprisingly, that's basically the same as the kick return, pretty much. Forced dropouts, still pretty even there. The Manly were more efficient in terms of their tackles. More efficient in terms of their tackles there. Even in terms of missed tackles as well, and it's still pretty even in terms of errors. Penalties conceded still even as well. Ruck infringements and inside 10 meters are even, and of course 3 players were on report during that game. So the last words to say before I end this video, a bit of an underwhelming game, to be honest. Yes, as I said, yes, Manly did make it interesting with that try with 10 minutes left. to make a tall ball. And then obviously we all thought, and then when Jock Madden got that field goal, we all thought, oh, could there be the possibility that DCE or someone else or Ruben Garrick or someone like that would be now probably almost safe to say that if for Manly, if Tom Trbojevic and Jason Sabe had played in this game, and then for the Broncos had Reece Walsh played, I think this game would have had more scoring in it. But unfortunately, and because of the way the ground was chewed up, apparently I did watch on Channel 9, and Darren Lockyer even said, I think it was either at halftime or before the game, that the grass was actually quite long. Well, not quite long, but a bit long. And spoiler alert for the rest of the weekend. That next after this game, the ground staff at Suncorp were actually out mowing the grass to cut it down shorter. So have much more even bounce to it. And you could tell by the end of those two games on the Friday night that the ground was already chewed up. But that's the part of Magic Ground, and having all 8 games on one weekend in one stadium, which is and hopefully one day the AFL has something to think about this, where they could have one round at one stadium. But I don't think that would work. I don't know how that would work, to be honest. But the current game around thing is probably good enough anyway. So to wrap things up, obviously, as I said, the Broncos, in the end, they were too good. Even though the game went to the wire, at the end of the day, at the end of the night, Brisbane were too good. Ran out winners 13 points to 12, thanks to a field goal in the latter stages of the game. So that is pretty much the end of this review. Pretty short because obviously not much happened in this game, to be honest. But don't worry, a lot more that they'll go. The other reviews will go longer because obviously it's been a lot happened. And I will get to the 3 Saturday games and the 3 Sunday games. So like this video, share this to anybody who is a Brisbane Broncos fan, or mainly Sea Eagles fan, or just a regular NRL fan. Comment down below what were your thoughts on this game. If you watched this game, what were your thoughts on it? Did you agree with me saying it was an underwhelming game? Do you disagree with me? Do you look at the rose-tinted glass and say, "Oh, that was a great game," because it went down to the wire, even though the game itself was a bit underwhelming. But I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it. And one last thing, somewhere down there, click on the big red button which is labeled subscribe. It really does help me out quite a bit. Until next time, guys, I'll see you all later.